Well, hello and welcome to another midweek reflection as we lightly look at our Lent book, Falling Upward by Richard Rohr, which some of us are reading and discussing in more detail on a Sunday. And in it, Richard suggests that the gospel was able to accept that life is tragic, but then graciously added that we can survive and perhaps even grow from this tragedy, that life is both loss and renewal, chaos and healing, death and resurrection. This afternoon, as I conduct another funeral, I'll certainly be affirming this belief. Life is both death and resurrection. There is a time to weep and a time to laugh, as the writer of Ecclesiastes puts it. Words I think many of us would know to be true. Though I've often also found that the time to weep and the time to laugh can sometimes be as one. In the funerals I've conducted this year, when memories of good times have been shared in the services, loved ones have shed tears and shared laughter, sometimes both at the same time. And we know that it's not uncommon in the midst of tragedy or grief or hardship to share a joke. I've had more jokes and memes sent to me this year than ever before. And funeral directors and NHS workers are famed for their very necessary sense of humour. And far from this being insensitive or cold, I think it's the most human thing to do. For when our heads and hearts are overwhelmed and we're struggling to work through what's going on around us, to connect with someone with humour grounds us in our relationships and in our very humanity. We'll see this played out on Friday evening, of course, as Comic Relief takes some of us on an emotional rollercoaster of laughter and lament. And it's something that the church has, in its past, been okay at. Last Sunday, we celebrated Mothering Sunday, a Sunday that marks the middle of the season of Lent, a time when the church associated most commonly with repentance and fasting and solemnity. That's what Lent's about. And yet, in acknowledgement of the need for laughter and light in the midst of darkness, the middle Sunday of Lent has long been a day on which fasts were replaced with feasts, when severe restrictions were relaxed and laughter could even be heard in church. Even today, some churches resurrect Laetare Sunday, Laetare being the Latin word for rejoice, or they call it Laughter Sunday, the middle Sunday of Lent, Laughter Sunday, in which ministers are actively encouraged to burst Lent's austere bubble and inject some holy humour into the church. So, with that in mind, here we go. Who played the first tennis match in the Bible? Joseph, when he served in Pharaoh's court. No? Okay. Who was the greatest comedian in the Bible? No? Samson. He brought the house down? No? Okay. Maybe a bit more New Testament humour. So let's try this one. How do we know that Peter was a rich fisherman? By his net income? His net like a fish and like a net? No, okay. All right, fair enough. Maybe you can do better. The Swiss theologian Karl Barth, not generally known for his wit, once remarked that laughter is the closest thing to the grace of God. So let's be gracious with one another this coming week as we continue to send round our jokes, memes, TikTok videos, and other things I can barely pronounce and don't understand, connecting with each other with humour and love. If you have a particular favourite biblical joke you'd like to share, feel free to send it to Marcia and we'll include it next week. But in either case, may we all go well this week. May we have a gracious and giggly, blessed and bloomin' hilarious week. God be with you. Bye for now.